Tim, welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Patek Philippe Nautilus 3800/1A. You can see the stainless steel Patek Philippe automatic Nautilus and purchase it on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos, and please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time during this video to see our full listing for this watch with additional accessories included, high resolution images, and naturally full pricing details. On my wrist, 6 1/3 inches, 16 centimeters in circumference, you can see that this watch is decidedly mid-size relative to what was known as the Jumbo, the 3700. The watch is across the broad of its case, that is across its wings, a 37.5 millimeter span. Now, if you were to measure a diagonal, for instance, 7 o'clock to, let's say, 2 o'clock, you would get a measurement of approximately 35.5 millimeters. And if you were to measure the watch lug to lug, you would get 39 millimeters from actual lug to lug and 42 millimeters from the outermost extremity, the rigid outcropping of the bracelet on both sides. So 42 millimeters across the wrist and a delightfully slim 7.5 millimeters in thickness. This is a watch that's part of a family that debuted in 1981, only a few years, 5 years to be specific, after the debut of the original Gerald Genta reference 3700, and this was considered to be the mid-size, the formal Patek Philippe Nautilus, a one for traditionalists, one for the man who liked the Nautilus design but preferred traditional Patek Philippe dress watch sizes of 33 to 36 millimeters, and the watch plays that role perfectly, alternately sporting but at the same time with a white metal, black dial, gorgeous leaf hands, stylized Roman numerals, and a railroad track for seconds and minutes, formal enough to wear with any upscale attire. Now, the watch is also remarkably slim, so there is not a dress cuff or tight sleeve in creation that cannot clear this watch. It's also fitted with the same standard of metallurgy, case, bracelet, bezel, and clasp. Quality, fit, and finish that you would expect on the 3700. Now, the reference was in production from 1981 to 2005, and during that period, it served as what you might describe as the dress watch in the Nautilus family. You can see that it does feature a high-grade double deployant, and when closed, it is very secure with a clamshell featuring Calatrava Cross logo to keep it closed. Very secure, also low in profile for you desk divers who tend to savage your bracelets on your desk or drawers. This one's low enough in profile that it can avoid most knocks. Now, you'll note something interesting about the case back. It is monoblock, so just like the original 3700, this watch uses the original Gerald Genta patented and more expensive to manufacture front loader architecture, whereby the dial, the movement, everything that goes into the case goes in underneath the bezel, with the wings actually serving as attachment points to hold the top of the watch down to endow the watch with its water resistance. Again, this is something that was lost after 2006 with subsequent multi-piece cases, so this is the original Nautilus construction method as envisioned and patented by Genta. Now, you can see dial diverges substantially from the Jumbos. For one thing, it's a beautiful gloss lacquer. Now, it has a reflectivity, it has an appearance that it almost creates the effect of a wet paint, like you could dip your finger into it and cause a ripple. You can see fully loomed leaf hands at center, highly stylized and fully loomed Roman numerals, and you'll note that gorgeous vintage evocative railroad track around the outer circumference of the shaped dial. These are all features that differ from the Jumbos and set this watch apart as more of a formal watch, more of a dress watch, a companion for polite company. Not necessarily the rambunctious watch that's going to plunge into the surf at the beach, although it is of that quality. You'll also note something you don't get on the Jumbo, which is center seconds for ease of reading. Now, the watch does feature a Patek Philippe manufacturer caliber 330. Now, the 330, exceptionally thin, automatic winding, features the Geneva hallmark. Even though you can't see it, it is finished to that standard, the ultimate mark of integrity, the high-grade movement finished to such a standard and invisible to the owner. While you may miss the look, remember, the thickness of this watch, 7.5 millimeters, can only be achieved with the monoblock case and the solid case back. That's the price you pay for having the consummate dress watch in a Nautilus case form. Now, you can see the metallurgy external to the dial is all to the standard you would expect on the old 3700, alternately brushed and polished. The watch is like a gem glittering with the contrast of polish and satin finishes. Everything, right down to the gorgeous shoulder bevel of the bracelet, is intact and correct to the model. Beautifully rendered at Patek Philippe and wonderfully preserved on this example. This is definitely a different kind of Nautilus, more genteel, more upscale, if that's possible. It's a look that is unique and instantly identifiable, not as a 3700, not as a 5700, but as the well-loved and long-running 3800. There's a reason that this watch spanned generations of Patek Philippe catalogs. They got it right out of the gate in 1981. You can see and you can purchase this mid-size Patek Philippe Nautilus 3800 on our website.